So, starting some examples. So, 3 through 10 says to find the inverse of the matrix. So, we have -2, 3, -3, 4. So, to find the inverse, you're going to be doing 1 over the determinant of this. So that's going to be -2 times 4, so -8, minus -3 times 3, which is -9, so it's going to make that a +9. And then remember, we're going to swap the -2 and the 4, so it's going to be 4. And I'm going to go ahead and write down the -2. And then remember, we're changing the signs of this diagonal, so this top 3 is going to become -3. This bottom one is becoming +3. So in this case, we just have 1 times that because 1 over -8 plus 9 is just 1. So in this case, my answer is just 4, -3, 3, -2. Because this is obviously making a fraction, if it's not something that cancels nicely, just leave them as improper fractions when you multiply them through. Just FYI, you'll see that in a second when we do one, but just letting you know. All right, 6, -7, -9, 2, and 3. So I've got 1 over, what is the determinant here? -21 plus 18. And then I'm going to go ahead and just to save a step, I'm going to rewrite this bottom as -3. And then I'm going to, And then remember, now we've got to flip everything around, so it's going to be 3, a +9, a -2, and then -7. Okay, so now I have -1/3 times 3, so that's going to give me -1. -1/3 times 9, -3. -2 times -1/3, +2/3, and -7 times -1/3. Okay, 7 over 3. Alright, I'm going to let you guys try the next one by yourself. Number 8, 6, -22, -12, and 20. I'll give you a minute or two to try that one. gotten an answer.
I got one. Interesting.
I did it wrong.
What'd you get?
I got -5/36, -11/72, -12, -1/24. I don't know what I did. I can't do it.
Almost.
Oh.
Unless you just said the bottom left one wrong.
Oh, I did say the bottom left one wrong. I literally. Yeah, it's 1/12.
Yeah,
It
so
just
technically,
looks so wrong.
yeah, technically you should simplify, but if you left it here, I'd probably go ahead and give you credit for it.
I left the top two the same, but I simplified the bottom two. Because it was easy.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I just
Oh,
like,
that's right.
I don't know what I did.
It just looks like I got the answer wrong.
I multiplied 12 and 22 wrong, so that just threw it all
oh, that'll do it.
off. I was getting somewhere, but I didn't like what I was
Doing the math wrong, will definitely.
yeah, they'll definitely, ruin the problem.
All right, so then for 19, What?
Imagine we had to get the determinant of that.
How'd you get -11%?
That's disgusting.
I took a 2 out of top and bottom.
She was like, for extra credit, find the determinant of this problem.
Not
Oh,
having the
I
determinant of
don't
whatever
care
that
about-
is. I don't care about
Oh,
extra
of this?
credit. I don't care
Yeah.
about extra credit at that point.
That's the one. That's the
I don't care
one.
about, like.
Some of y'all cared about the multiplication on the, or the, which one did I make you do by hand? The multiplication, the 3x3 multiplication.
Oh, I
Some of you cared about that one the other day.
Yeah, I cared
I
about
did,
that one.
but I did it, but I didn't get it right.
All right, the next one said use your calculator to find the inverse of matrix A and then check the result by showing that A times the inverse of A is equal to the identity matrix and the inverse of A times A is equal to the identity matrix. So the one that we're given for 20 is 1, 0, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 4. So go ahead and put that into matrix A. And then the correct way to write it on your paper would be like this when you show what the inverse is.
Wait, so is that a power? The next one, I don't know why I said that.
Technically, yes, because it means basically send it to the bottom. But
Wait, how do I
because the inverse of x would be 1 over x. Like if I just gave you a problem.
turn in?
But
Oh. Do you go to the identity? Because there's an identity.
we're doing the inverse.
Oh. Well, what about identity in my opinion?
No, I tried to put an identity instead of error. So, it doesn't work good.
I thought that we were doing something.
So what you'll notice if after you put in your matrix, you go and you click second matrix and then you arrow over to math, you'll notice there's not one that says inverse.
Is it the down?
No. So get out of that.
Get out of math.
Or well, hit hit second matrix, hit your matrix A, okay, so that it brings it up on your main calculator screen. Okay, so right now you just have matrix A sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look, you see the button that says matrix? Or you see what I'm talking about? Now look at that, how it says x to the -1.
Yeah.
You're just going to hit that, and it's going to put a little -1 next to your A.
Oh, wow.
Hit enter.
Whoa.
I got 1.333.
It's going to give them to you in decimals. Now I'm going to teach you another trick. Hit math.
Math
Just hit the math button.
fracs.
Okay, and has a little dart arrow looking thing. Okay, you'll hear me say dart frac. That's what I mean. Okay, hit enter. It'll say answer, and then it'll say that. Hit enter again, and it'll convert it to fractions for you. I want your answers like this. I don't want your repeating decimals.
Oh, yay.
Okay?
Just put the line above the decimal. Still count. Like
So-
instead of writing 1.323, you just put the line above 1.3. It shows that it's for B.
Then you just would need to write down what the inverse is.
So long of decimals.
That's 9 more decimals than I wanted to deal with today.
Hey, look at those fractions in that box, though. That's weird.
It's better than decimals.
Dark frac.
Dark frac. Decimals.
I don't like those.
Maldecies. You know mal means bad?
Exactly.
Decimal, so deci bad. Decimals are bad.
Alright, now this is what, don't do anything yet, don't click any buttons yet.
Okay.
Keep this up on your screen, okay?
You should have told me that.
I didn't tell you not to.
I know.
Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to be finding, this is what it tells us, matrix A times the inverse matrix. I don't know why I just wrote those so large. And then we're going to be finding the inverse matrix times matrix A. Okay? You have two options here for how you can go about doing this. Okay? You can either, on your calculator, there right above the on button, there's a button that says STO and has a little arrow. You can click that, which says to store that value that was the last value on your calculator, and you can do this for anything. Okay, store and then hit second matrix, hit a different matrix other than A, and you can store it there. So I did that as one option for myself. Another option is that you can go and hit second matrix, you can hit A, you can hit second matrix again, hit A again, and then put the inverse on that so that it looks exactly like it's written here. Okay, so I literally went to second matrix and put in A. Then I hit it again so that I could have the A come up again, and then this time I tacked the -1 onto it.
What's the other way again? Because I'm so.
Oh, hit store, the STO,
Oh, yeah, I need to go back. Store.
and then hit second matrix, and then like matrix B or something like that.
So it'll put it in matrix B?
Yes, it'll save it to matrix B. So then you could just do A times B,
Oh.
and then B times A.
Alright.
Or you can do it this way, and it'll give you the same answer either way. And if it doesn't come out to be 100010001,
It's wrong.
Wait,
It's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I got.
as long as you get this, then it's right. Okay, so you could do, for the next one, if you had stored it, you could do matrix B times matrix A, or you can do second matrix and hit A, then put your inverse on it, then hit second matrix A again, hit enter, and again, you should get 100010001. And I would greatly recommend you always check them, both of them, and not just say that this is what it's equal to. Because it's quite funny when somebody says, oh, this equals this, but they didn't actually check it. Because sometimes it didn't equal that.
Oh.
Because the other thing I could do is I could give you two matrices and say, verify for me that these are inverses. I could take the step of the initial you finding the inverse out, and I could just tell you to verify. And some people will be like, oh yeah, they definitely are, and then they'll just write it. And then it's funny because it's like a negative sign off that makes the difference in it to verify. Okay. All right. The last thing I'm going to... Yeah, we have time. I'm going to teach you how to solve a linear system, 3 equations, 3 unknowns with your calculator.
Oh, great.
Okay, now, note, these instructions say to use an inverse matrix to solve the linear system. I'm not asking you to do it that way. I think that way is harder than the way I'm about to show you. So I want you to do it this way. Your book will show you the other way. I'm not even going to show you the other way. Okay? So this linear system, negative 3x plus y minus 8z is equal to 18. X minus 2y plus z is equal to negative 11. 2x minus 2y plus 5z is equal to negative 17. Now, we absolutely could do that by hand, but it doesn't look very friendly. Not that most of them do. But this is what you need to do. You're going to copy the numbers down into a matrix without the letters with them. Every single number. Okay? So it's going to be 3 rows, 4 columns. So it's going to be -3, 1, -8, 18, 1, -2, 1, -11. Okay, and remember, if you don't see a number in front, there's a 1 there. Okay, if you ever have a letter missing, let's suppose that this -2y at the bottom was missing and it was just 2x plus 5z. You have to put a 0 in or it won't work. Okay? Then 2, -2, 5, -17. Now, your calculator is not going to write it like this, but on your paper, I'm going to do this. Okay, you put a dotted line symbolizing that the left is the problem, the right is the answers. Okay, so this is your X column, your Y column, your Z column, and then your answer column. Okay, and you don't have to write all of this stuff in. I'm just doing it right now to show you what's happening. There's a function on your calculator called RREF. Okay, row reduced echelon form is what it stands for. I'm not going to ask you to remember that, but it's RREF is what we're going to be looking for. So we're going to store this in matrix A, and then we're going to do the RREF of matrix A. Okay, now, before we do this, what I'm going to tell you is that there is also a row echelon form, just an REF. So always make sure you choose the RREF, or your answer will be very different.
Wait, can you like do it again? I'll still write it down, the numbers. I forgot we were doing it on paper. I was just doing it on my calculator.
What do you mean? Sure.
What's REF?
RREF is row reduced echelon form.
Like, how do I get there?
I haven't shown them how to get there yet. I've been talking the whole time.
I just found that.
All right, so put this matrix into matrix A.
Okay, let's see. Repeat.
And this is still going to give you out an answer that is a 3x4. Just FYI. All right, we have that in, that matrix. All right, so you're going to hit second matrix, and you're going to go over to math. Arrow down. Okay. Letter A is REF. Letter B is RREF. Okay, you need the letter B one. That's RREF. And then you're going to put in the matrix A. Okay, so it should look like this on your calculator.
It gave me 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1.
Okay, so you have 1, 0, 0, -2, 0, 1, 0, 4, 0, 0, 1, -1. Okay, so remember, we labeled this as your X column, your Y column, your Z column, and your answer column. So what this means is, remember how I told you that if the -2y had been missing, we would have put a 0? Okay? In this case, we have the Y and the Z are missing. So that means that X is equal to -2. In this case, X and Z are missing, so Y is equal to 4. In the bottom, X and Y are missing, so Z is equal to -1. So your ordered triple is -2, 4, -1. Yeah. It's a lot easier and a lot nicer than the other.
It's more friendly. Family friendly.
Okay, so I can now give you 5 equations and 5 unknowns, and you could solve them.
Oh.
You could.
The same way.
Yeah.
Okay? Your 1s are going to be on the main diagonal. It's equal to whatever. So wherever the 1 is, it's equal to this.
It'll just be a ton of.
Okay? It would just be a really big matrix, but you now could do it without having to do it by hand and being miserable.
Can we do it by hand for extra credit?
I'm not doing that by hand. I don't care how much I
On the
prepare
test, maybe.
No, I'm not doing that.
All right, let's do one more, and then we'll be done.
Never.
Or, well, do y'all feel like you want to see another one?
Never say never.
I don't care either way.
Sure,
I'm just
let's
asking.
just do another one.
All right.
Another one.
Another one.
6x plus y plus 2z is equal to 11. X minus y plus z is equal to negative 5. Negative x plus 4y minus z is equal to 14. So this one looks like it would be a little nicer to solve by hand.
Yeah, so.
Okay, at least it's a little nicer than 36. But
I could totally solve that with elimination right now. Neon.
Do you want to do that?
I mean, I like elimination.
You know what can you do? You with it.
I will do it. That's how I do it.
I haven't even finished writing down the problem. I'm so slow.
She's just fast. Hey, you ready? I can't think.
Yes.
Why are you so fast?
Sure.
No, you chill. You chill. What'd you say?
So you're sugary. Oh. Keep making the
fun
bracket.
fact while you're typing this in, how your calculator does this row reducing for you to give you this, nice matrix of 1, 0, 0, blah, 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 all the way down. Yeah. In college, I had to do it by hand.
Uh-huh.
You had to row reduce everything by hand. Yeah.
Disgusting. I'm not measuring in that.
By adding rows to rows, subtracting rows from rows, multiplying rows by things. Yeah, it's miserable. Literally miserable. But it is possible to do by hand. In case you're wondering what all your calculator is doing, you probably don't want to know. It could literally be 18 steps that your calculator technically is running to get that answer. So,
I praise the person who invented this.
me too.
What was
Believe
that?
me too.
I don't
Who
know.
actually invented the calculator?
I have no idea.
Because
That
wasn't it
one
just like
guy.
that little calabash thingy? Like the little thing, the beads on the board, and you slide them. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
and I know what you're talking
I know what you're talking about, but that's not what it's called. A slide rule? Is that what you're talking about?
No, like the beads on the metal rack, and you slide it. Like you slide the beads. It was like the first calculator. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the kid's toy.
Yeah, but it's like actually what they used to use.
Yeah, I just can't remember what it's called right now.
Just looking it up.
Just count.
All right, so I don't know what y'all got, but this is what I got.
That is what I got.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So then your order triple, just always make sure you write it as your order triple. Okay, so 3, 3, negative 5.
You're learning.
What did I do?
Josh,
Probably
come
messed
on.
up. I don't even know.
Get here.
Let me check my matrix.
All right, so I guess I should assign you a couple problems to
That'll
do.
mess it up. Yeah.
What's the mess up?
All right, so 5, 7, 19, 35, and 39. Okay, 19, 35, and 39 do on your calculator. 5 and 7 you need to do by hand.
Are these due tomorrow or are we working on them in class?
No, you can have tomorrow to work on them. I probably won't even honestly make a towel. I'll probably just look at them when you're done and just go ahead and put the grade in because it's
Okay.
5 problems.
Yeah.
It would be easier for me just to look at it in this particular case.